A summer afternoon at the beach, the sun gilding the sand and the waves whispering secrets, is a scene so common it almost becomes invisible. People are scattered, absorbed in their own worlds, reading a book, building a sandcastle, or simply closing their eyes to feel the breeze. No one expects anything to change, for routine to be shattered by a presence that transforms the landscape. But that's exactly what happens, so subtly that, at first, the change is felt, not seen. The story begins with the arrival of Penélope Cruz. She doesn't suddenly appear like a celebrity on a film set, but gradually emerges from the crowd like a sunset illuminating the landscape with its soft light. Her steps on the sand are not hurried, but have a cadence that attracts attention without demanding it. People stop what they're doing, not out of hysteria or to take photos, but out of pure admiration, as if before a living work of art. The atmosphere around her changes, the beach transforms into a stage, and Penelope, with her natural elegance, becomes the sole protagonist. Your swimsuit, far from being just a piece of clothing, is an extension of your personality. Elegant, classic, and timeless, it's not an outfit meant to attract attention, but to complement her beauty, enhancing her posture and the lightness of her movements. The sunlight reflects off her skin, and her every gesture seems choreographed yet completely spontaneous. The script delves into the small details that make up this scene, the muffled sound of the waves, the murmur of the crowd that falls silent, and the way she interacts with the environment, making the beach a magical place. The fascination is not just with the famous figure, but with the way she radiates a magnetic aura. It's a combination of her beauty, her confidence, and the tranquility she carries within her. Her presence is so powerful that, for a moment, reality is suspended. Worries and daily routines fade away, and the only focus is the person walking on the sand. Penelope Cruz's beauty isn't just physical, but lies in the way she effortlessly captures everyone's attention. And as she walks, there's a detail few people notice, a small gesture that reveals more than any words. She bends down and picks up a shell, examines it with genuine curiosity, and puts it in the pocket of her beach bag. What does this mean? Is it just a trivial gesture, or is there a story behind that small shell? What could she be looking for? On that beach, besides the sun and the sea, the shell tucked into the pocket of the beach bag is the catalyst that changes everything. It acts as an anchor, drawing the curiosity of a main character, who until then had been merely observing the scene from afar. When he approaches, he doesn't intend to approach the celebrity, but rather to ask about the shell, a gesture he saw and which intrigued him. The approach is made cautiously and respectfully, without the hysteria or adulation that usually accompany contact with a movie star. To his surprise, Penelope Cruz doesn't react with coldness or distance. Instead, she responds with a genuine smile, her eyes shining with warm curiosity. The ensuing dialogue is the crux of this thread. The swimsuit, which initially seemed like a symbol of status and glamour, is now just the swimwear of an ordinary woman who, coincidentally, is one of the most famous actresses in the world. They don't talk about movies, Hollywood, or fame. The squad conversation is about life, the simple beauty of the sea, the story behind a shell, and what each person seeks on a sunny day. Penelope reveals herself to be curious, observant, and surprisingly approachable. She shows a genuine interest in the character's life, asking questions and listening attentively to the answers. This human connection is the essence of the moment. For a few moments, the outside world disappears. There are no hidden paparazzi, no whispering fans. There are just two people on the beach sharing a moment of honesty and simplicity. Penelope's beauty isn't just what's seen on screen, but also revealed in her ability to connect with another human being. The way she smiles, the way her eyes express emotion, and the way she listens make the main character feel more at ease than he expected. They exchange experiences and perspectives, transforming a casual encounter into a deep and memorable conversation. The interaction lasts longer than either of them could have imagined. The beach, once a backdrop for an ordinary day, is now the site of an unforgettable encounter. The conversation moves to deeper topics such as what it means to be happy and what's truly important in life. They discover that, despite their completely different worlds, they share similar values and aspirations. That encounter isn't about a fan and a celebrity, but about two souls connecting on a human level, exchanging a bit of their essence. The question that now arises is not what will happen to them, but how this unexpected encounter will affect each of their lives. The shell that started it all now has a new meaning, a new story. And for the main character, the image of Penelope on the beach in her elegant swimsuit will no longer be that of an unattainable star, but of a person with whom he had a profound conversation. What will his life become after this encounter? How will the memory of that day shape his future decisions and worldview? The sun begins to set, painting the sky with orange and pink hues. The soft late afternoon light is the perfect backdrop for Penelope Cruz's departure. Just like her arrival, her departure is graceful. She doesn't say goodbye with a formal or hurried goodbye, but with a nod and a smile that expresses gratitude for the moment shared. She dissolves into the landscape just as she arrived, becoming just another silhouette amid the last bathers. The script doesn't end the story when she leaves. In fact, it just begins. The memory of the encounter is the crucial point, not as a photo to be posted or a story to be told, but as unforgettable experience that changes the main character's perception. What remains is the impression that beauty and elegance can be found in the most unexpected situations. The image of Penelope in her swimsuit, which at first was a symbol of unattainable glamour, now becomes a memory of an honest conversation and a genuine human connection. The swimsuit and the beach become symbols of a magical moment, a reminder that life is full of surprises and that a person's value lies not in their fame, but in their essence. The main character finds himself reflecting on what was said, the questions that were asked, and the simplicity of an encounter that by chance happened on an ordinary day. The story doesn't provide ready-made answers, but it leaves a question hanging in the air. What really happened that day? Was it a dream, a coincidence, or a moment of pure magic? The answer doesn't matter. The experience is what truly counts. From now on, the main character sees the world with new eyes, more attentive to the small details, the unexpected conversations, and the people who cross his path. He realizes that true beauty isn't found on a magazine cover, but in the depth of a gaze and the sincerity of a smile. The shell Penelope picked up at the beginning of the story, which set everything in motion, is the final piece of the puzzle. The main character finds it in the sand, near where they talked, as if it had been left for him. What does it mean? Is it a sign, an invitation, or just a coincidence? The mystery of the shell, which has now become a symbol of their encounter, adds a layer of depth and romance to the story. The ending isn't about what will happen to Penelope, but about the main character's inner journey. He now has a story to tell, not about a celebrity, but about a moment that transformed him. Penelope's beauty, her swimsuit, the sun on the beach, and the shell come together to form a mosaic of memories that will last forever. And the big question remains, what will he do with this new perspective?